Hey everyone, Irit here with a new process video for HipKit Club, and today I'm using cut files. So I'm using the September cut files. There are some beautiful, beautiful images there, and of course I had to go with the florals or flourish. No, that's not foliage. That's the word I'm looking for. So a safe bet is white cardstock, and that's what I did here. So there's a wreath file by Kim Watson, if I'm not mistaken. It's beautiful. I only cut a part of it, as you can see here. This is actually all that I cut, but because I was trying to fit a bunch of stuff on the same 12 by 12 sheet, including this beautiful circular frame. And you can cut the whole wreath, of course, and then use it like I did here on 2 layouts, or just use the whole thing, whatever you want. So many possibilities. I love that. I also cut the back part, I guess, of that flourish framed file. Sorry, I'm a bit tongue-tied today. Not doing my best with the English. And I backed it. I used pattern paper to back that frame, those flowers on the frame, and I just love using yellow as an accent color, and you'll see me adding more and more pops of yellow to this layout. And that's also kind of an easy an easy way, an easy direction to choose, because there's mostly white here, and I'm going to add some pops of black and some pops of yellow. So playing it kind of safe here, but I have to say that I think sometimes when you start so safe or without a lot of color, you really have the opportunity to see how far you can take it and kind of stop at any point when you feel that's enough. So if you go and start your layout like I did here, you can add, you will see I add a little bit of yellow to the leaves and a little bit of splatters, but you can go so much further than I did, and you can use several colors. You can also paint the wreath before you adhere it to your background. You can spray it with a bunch of colors. You can add some gesso and then paint it. So many things you can do. Same goes for the frame of my photo here. I kept it simple. I kept it white. There's something about white on white and the whole clean look. I admit that sometimes maybe the process for me personally is a little bit more challenging because I'm used to more layers and more colors, but I do love the result of, let's say, I don't want to say cleaner because that would imply, I mean like a clean design. So less clutter maybe, and less color also. So there's something to be said about this style. I definitely see the appeal of it. It's probably not where my scrappy heart, if I can use that expression, it's probably not where I'm at, because I just love color and everything. But I feel like because I do so much art journaling and sketching, I get a lot of my artsy, messy, colorful energy out there. And then when I go scrapbooking, I don't need to make everything so colorful. So for me, that helps, because it's definitely, I think, a huge part of my creative expression has to do with bright colors and doing lots of colorful things. So yeah, but my point is, if you start like this, you can kind of slowly pace yourself and stop and check, is this, do I want more? And you can easily add more because you're starting with so much white and hardly any color at all. So it is a safe choice. And if you add very little, you will end up with something very light and airy and white and bright, which I love. So that's probably also why it took me probably longer than I would have liked to get through this layout. Get through it implies something negative, but no. I mean, just because I didn't want to make it, I wanted to keep that feeling. So I was kind of trying to find my way between adding more pretty stuff and embellishing, but then still keeping it so light and airy. So the photo here is just a photo of Lily that I took, and it's just, she looks very cute. There's not a lot of story here. I really liked the title that I found in the Thickers pack that says one of a kind. I thought it was appropriate. And then I'm adding a few embellishments from the Indigo Hills 2 collection, which is such a gorgeous collection from Pink Fresh Studio. Sorry about the brightness of the video. I see that my camera, I guess, was, I don't know what was going on with it, what she found. What did my camera think needed so much brightness there? But anyway, okay, so I'm looking for a pen to add some journaling. I added the date with a date stamp. And what I'm going to do now, I felt like I wanted just a little bit more of something. So what I end up doing, and I really, really like that, I used some more cut files of just leaves. There are some cut files. I think that one is from, it's not from Kim, it's from one of the other designers. And there's just so many pretty things, so lovely now for autumn layouts. But honestly, I could use flowers and leaves and flourishes on every single layout. I don't need it to be any season of the year for that. So I'm going to use one of those. I just cut the outline of it. There's a cut file with one with more details, and then there's just the outline. And you can, of course, layer them. And I will also do that. I will also layer it the same way that I did with the frame. I'm going to back the white cardstock cut file with some yellow pattern paper. But what I'm also going to do is just add some drawings, doodling, very, very simple lines with a black pen. And I was inspired to do that by the Vicky Boutin stamp set that came in the color kit. So you'll see that soon. Now here I'm cutting into the Maggie Holmes specialty vellum paper that came in the pattern paper kit. And it is just beautiful, and you can fussy cut it. I love fussy cutting these types of papers because the vellum is just so easy to cut through. So I found a few leaves, few areas of leaves, kind of the more open ones that worked well for me, and I'm going to add them. I also wanted to add some stamped images, but the thing is with this particular stamp set that I feel like the lines were just a little bit too thick for this particular layout. Probably on almost any other layout of mine, it would work really well, the stamp set. But this one, because it was so delicate, I felt it was so light and so airy. I felt that those thicker stamps were just a bit too heavy and not exactly the same vibe that I was looking for. So here I am, I'm taking the cut file and I'm going to show you just how I'm using it. And this really, I do draw and I do sketch and all those things, but having the reference from the stamp set really gave me confidence to just go for it. And basically I copied the stamp image of the leaves. You can see it on the right side. It's hiding there under my pen. There it is. So I'm showing you that's mostly what I used for reference. And because my pen is thinner, the final result is more delicate, and that's kind of what I wanted. So you see that I added it there to the bottom of my layout next to the word kind, and then I'm also adding this piece of leafy cut file thing that I have going on there that I also backed with some pattern paper. I do love the yellow one. It's from the Amy Tan collection, if I'm not mistaken. As I said in the beginning, yellow is just one of my favorite colors for accents, and even though there is, you know, it's probably a main color here, it's just because there's like so much white that the little bit of yellow really, really pops. And yeah, I just loved making this, and I also really loved those more textured embellishments that we got, that you can see here on the left side, those thread bows and those little, I don't know, it's like faux suede florals. So fun. So here's my finished layout. I really enjoyed making this. I hope you feel inspired to try something similar. Thank you so much for watching, and have a wonderful week. Bye.